Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a special little pre-game or to know better with me, Jake Arte. I had a load of stuff I was going to talk about on this for 5 minutes, and while I was fixing the traditional OKB technical gremlins that preclude anything we do on this podcast, the team news came out, and there is no Sinistera. So it looks like we've got some kind of mutiny going on or something, because where is he? Where is he? What is going on at Leeds United? I just don't know what to make of it. So let's get into it after this.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
You look like fucking Brolin, you're a Leeds hating bastard. Look like some sort of fucking weird floating head. No. You utensil player a bit, innit?
I mean, I feel a bit right, dickhead.
Nothing spectacular, really.
Nothing spectacular, really. You'll notice I didn't have my headphones on before the intro, so I've just rushed to put them on because I completely forgot. I'm proper thrown. I was going to talk about the game and how I see it going, but now I'm just upset. I'm just pissed off, man. What's going on? What is going on at our club? Why do these players think they have the right to piss on us fans and just fuck us off and say, "Oh well, I'm too good for this"? It's like Phil Hay said during the week. These players really don't seem to want to do anything about the situation that they got us into. They don't give a shit. And I love Sinistera as a player. I love Nonto. But if they don't want to be here, as Liam Cooper said, fuck off. I'm knocked sideways by that, to be honest. I just didn't expect that. I thought that if the lad did want a move, he was professional enough to just get on with it and take it as it comes, but obviously he's another one that thinks he's too good. Nothing's been confirmed yet, so I might be jumping the gun a little. We might find out there is something, but I do believe that Phil Hay said he wasn't injured, and Beren Cross also said he wasn't injured, so I guess we'll find out and we'll see what Farker has to say after, but it doesn't look good, and I'm fuming, man. After all the shit we've been through the last season or two, and we still buy the tickets, we still buy the shirts, we get behind these players, we sing their names, and it clearly means nothing to them. And that's the worst part. That's any of us would do anything, we'd run through a brick wall for Leeds United, and that's the minimum we want from the players, And these guys just don't care. They don't care. And it means everything to us and nothing to them. It's just a job, just a payday. They think they can do better somewhere else, and they've got no allegiance to us, and that is modern football, I suppose. And I hate it. I hate that side of it. Birmingham, I mean, I should talk about the game, even though I just want to do like a 5-minute, 10-minute or no bit of rant and, just lay into everybody. Burn the world down at this point. Fuck them. But yeah, I mean, Birmingham, they drew 1-1 with Swansea away on the first day. They got a goal from Siriki Dembele, I think his name is. I'll have to check that with Carl. They won against Cheltenham, I think it was, in the Cup 2-0 during the week. So they're not doing too badly, but before all this stuff happened, I would have said that we should have too much for them. Now you don't know what mentality the players are in and which Leeds United's going to show up. I'll get to the team here from good old Phil on Twitter. In fact, no, it's from the club, actually, so even better. So we've got Melier in goal again, as expected. We've got Ayling at right back, who I would have been tempted to swap out for Drammy, but he's probably not had enough time since his injury yet, so that's understandable. But if he's flagging again at half time, letting his man go wherever he wants and stuff, then I think maybe a change will have to come for that, because he has not started this season well. The jury is really out on him again. Strike and Creswell at centre back, which is probably what was expected and fair enough. I would have been tempted to throw Rodon in just because I've not been impressed with Strike. But if he's playing left centre-back, he might have a better game today with Creswell alongside him. He did look better there when he switched there after Cooper got injured. So that's something we've got to keep an eye on and hope for the best. We've got Byram at left-back. Again, I don't think that's a surprise because Hjelde, bless him, has struggled. He's a talented kid. He's a good player, but he has undoubtedly found it tough playing in the first team this season. And he has kind of just been thrown in at the deep end. It looked like he might be going on his way out of the club towards the back end of last season. But obviously with everything that's happened and the fact that we've only got half a squad left, he's found himself in the starting lineup. And I don't think anybody expected that, including the player himself. So I'm not going to be hard on him. But from a fan point of view, I want to see somebody a bit more comfortable and a bit more capable in there. And I think Byram's shown that when he's come on, he's not really put a foot wrong. He's not been a spectacular signing, but I think he's reliable, steady and solid, and he gives us cover in multiple areas too, even when Firpo's back if Farker, for some reason, decides to pick him ahead of him. So midfield then, we've got Ampadu, which is no surprise because he's been bang on for me so far this season. And we've got Shackleton alongside him, I think. In fact, no, Gray will be alongside him, won't he? Well, I'm not sure actually. Maybe Gray has moved up. If we're going to play 4-2-3-1, it's probably going to be Ampadu and Shackleton, isn't it? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Gray in there again kind of picks himself at the moment. He's not put a foot wrong. He's looked impressive. We just need to make sure we don't put too much pressure on a young man's shoulders too early. It's easy to do that when the people that we did think were our heroes are stabbing us in the back and running for the hills at the first opportunity. So he probably will become more of a focal point this season than anybody probably wanted, but you just got to go with the situation, haven't you? We are where we are. It's not what we asked for, but it's what we got. So we've then got Poveda coming in a starting lineup, and I'm pretty pleased with that. I think he's earned a chance, and in light of everything going on, there probably isn't a better option. So, I mean, thank God he's turned up this season and he's in some sort of form and he's playing all right. He looks like he's got a bit between his teeth and he really wants it. I think he probably knows as well as anybody else that this is maybe I want to say it's his last chance at Leeds. It's probably a last chance that he didn't think he was going to get. I didn't think he was going to get it. I think most people would have been fine with him being sold. Fair enough. Whatever. He's not progressed. He's not developed or stepped up. But yeah, he looks like a different man this season. He's come back and he must have got his head down and he must be determined to make something of himself. So that can only be good for us. And I hope it continues. And I hope that if he has a bad game or whatever, people don't all sort of jump on he's crap. I told you, he were never any good bandwagon. You know, that's not going to help. And now more than ever, we need to stick together, I think. So it's a good sign that he's in the starting lineup, and I hope he takes the chance. We've then got Dan James, presumably on the left wing. There's no surprise there. And we've got Gelhardt up front, which is a little bit of a surprise. I didn't expect him to start. There isn't a plethora of options, you know, but I might have started Rutter up there just because I think he probably would lead the line a little better than Joffrey will, but he's up there and I know he'll give his all. So hopefully he has one of his good games and he produces a little bit of magic, and we'll see where that goes. The real glaring standout thing here on this team sheet today is the fact that we've only got 8 players on the bench and 2 of them are keepers. I mean, what does that say? If that's not a cry for help from Daniel Farker, then I don't know what is. The poor man has probably been sat in a dark room for most of this week, just rocking back and forth with his head in his hands, asking himself what he's gotten into here. But yeah, I mean, that team should have enough for Birmingham, you would hope, but the proof's going to be in the pudding, and we're going to see, I think. I will pull up the Birmingham lineup for anyone that's bothered, if I can find it. And we'll have a look at their players just briefly. But you'll have to bear with me a second, because this is what happens when you're doing stuff on the fly. So there we go. We've got the Birmingham lineup there. I'm going to be completely honest with you and tell you I only know a handful of their players. I have no real interest in Birmingham at all. Dembele obviously scored in the first game, so it's probably worth keeping an eye on him, seeing what he does, and hopefully he's not up against Luke Ayling, because he'll probably score again if he is. Is that Scott Hogan up front? He's been around and done it all, but it's not somebody that particularly worries me. As long as we don't have a mental lapse, as we seem to do in defence, and give away the customary Leeds United 2-goal head start gift. None of that today, thanks very much, lads. As I say, I don't know a massive amount about Birmingham. I did think that we'd see good old Tyler Roberts back in there, and he's not even on the bench, so I don't know if he's injured or if he's refused to play as well, because that seems to be the fashion at the moment. I would strongly doubt it, but you never know. But yeah, I mean, that's it. We should be able to take care of that side. I'm not scared of them in any way, but it's Leeds United. Anything can happen. We've seen it time and time again, and we'll probably see it many more times, because that's just how it goes. I'm going to be watching. I was meant to be out today. I was going to try and watch it on my phone and stuff, via international radio. But I'm going to be at home, so I'm going to get a nice pint of vodka on go, because I'm probably going to need it. Sit there, shout and scream at TV like I do every time we play. And I'm just going to hope for a good result. We just need to get through this period. It's a bad period. It's a rough time. There's a lot going on. It's going to be a big test of Daniel Farker and his man management, and see what he's made of here with this squad and with these knobheads that we seem to have in it. But yeah, I'm going to keep the faith. I'm going to hope for good things. I'm not going to panic yet. I'm not far off, but I'm not quite there yet. And hopefully the 49ers do step up and fill these gaps that we're going to have, because Sinister and Nonto, whatever you think of what they've done, they are quality players, and we're going to miss them. And we're going to need somebody at least close to that level to step in, and it's going to mean spending some money. It's going to mean finding somebody who's either down on the form after previously being very good and taking a gamble, hoping we can bring them back, or it's going to mean doing some actual scouting work and finding, a hidden gem somewhere and getting somebody in that other clubs may have missed, because we're not going to spend mega money. We all know that. And we're in a situation where something has to give. Either money does have to be spent, or somebody has to get the finger out and do a bit more scouting than Victor Orta did with Football Manager, do something proper. But we will see what happens, and I don't want to bore you guys any longer. I've said what I need to say. I'm fuming still. My green screen fell over during the intro, and now you can see the room behind me. And yeah, it's a typical Auto Better carry on, but we're here. We're having fun, and it's been nice to do a video for you all. So look out for B&C later on with myself and Luke, and we will discuss whatever the hell has gone on. And no doubt we'll get into the mutiny situation. I'm not sure if it qualifies as one yet with two players, but yeah, we'll no doubt get into that. And I'm sure Luke will have a few things to say, because he's not backwards in coming forwards, is he? So yeah, we'll see you then. And hopefully you will join us for that later on. Goodbye.